3 traits that make men 10 times more attractive. Number 1, now cockiness says, look at me, I'm the greatest. It's a facade, a performance. But confidence says, here I am. Yeah, I got some insecurities. I ain't number 1, but hey, it's cool. I'm working on me. Number 2, stoicism. Commonly known as a toxic masculine trait, stoicism is anything but that. Now don't get me wrong, being aware of your emotions is valuable, but letting them direct your life is dangerous. And number 3, momentum. Now whether you're flipping burgers, bricks, or houses, whatever you're putting your hands to, do it to the best of your ability. Over time, you're going to maximize and naturally progress in status.
Imagine you are walking down your neighborhood and many men are passing your way. Well, you are seeing grown-up men, but are they really mature enough to lead the kind of life they want? We do see in many cases around us some weak men unable to deal with the everyday societal problems, starting from people incapable of conducting some reasonable and critical thinking to men remaining in a complacent position throughout their entire life. It is like the story of Peter Pan. Some men grow up just in shape, but they never really escape to the mature world to face the real deal and know how to overcome their hardships. What I want you to understand, my brother, is that every single man is capable to reach his potential and move on from the childish man inside of him into the high-value man he should be. We have all been touched during our childhood by the famous heroes we used to watch on television, like Rambo, Rocky, Hercules, and many more. And what I will be addressing in this video is how every single one of you can avoid many childish traits that can cost you your future and your maturity. Without further ado, I will start with the first childish trait any man must let go of. Number 1 is neediness. Neediness is something that can literally destroy a man. It is much more than simping after a certain woman or a girl. If you are addicted to drinking or adult content to bring you happiness, then you are simply being needy of very bad and destructive habits that are going to ruin your life. You do not have to search away. If you look around, my brother, I bet that you do know someone who is dependent on alcohol for happiness, or even some men who depend on gambling to feel some adrenaline rushes in their lives, and even other men depending on adult content only to seek out some short and never-lasting moments of happiness and pleasure. Some men might also say, "Oh, I cannot approach that woman with having a few shots before." It is like these men need a boost of confidence so they can approach a girl. But what they do not know is that the confidence they are looking for is not going to be in these shots of alcohol or in any of the wrong behaviors that they are adopting. The reason behind neediness could rely on your parents being always there to help you get over your obstacles when you were just a kid. And once you found out that you were on your own as a man, you actually did not have the right package to know how you should face your difficulties and problems. I will tell you, my brother, now that you cannot run away from your problems. You need to rely on your own, and the only way you can grow in life is to solve your problems yourself. Once you look out for other people to solve your problems, you will remain stuck forever in your physical body. I want you to imagine your body growing and your physical figure changing, but the inside of you always remaining as a kid, not able to see the real picture. My friend, you need to become your own warrior. And you need to face your struggles in order to climb the ladder of maturity in life. Number 2 on our childish traits list is your absence of emotional control. Not only children can throw a tantrum from time to time. As a man, you are not going to scream and cry in the middle of the street, but you might hit a momentum where you will find yourself unable to controlling your emotions. I am tackling this point because I need you to understand that you do not have to hide your emotions as a man and never express what is going on inside of you. But it is crucially important to learn the art of controlling your feelings. Consider you being on a trip with your friends and reach a riverside where you all decide to take a swim. If the water is flowing so smoothly, most of you will go into the water. But if the water is flooding and the water is not contained inside the river limits, you will all continue your journey to reach another destination. People are very much similar in real life. As long as you are smooth, people and women will want to hang out with you and be around you. And if they feel that you are uncontrollable and like a volcano waiting to erupt, then everyone will prefer to avoid the damage and stay away. And that is something that will hurt you on the long run, as you will lose the respect of those around you, and you start feeling alone and miserable. A quick advice: if start avoiding the things that do not deserve your energy, and do not put yourself in situations just to please others. Number 3 is knowing which pleasures you need to seek in life. If you ask yourself what makes you happy in life, you need to be very careful of the answer, because what most men are chasing now in our modern society as a pleasure is something very lame and never lasting. You do not have, and you should not drag yourself into what other men think pleasure is. And I mean by that all the outrageous parties that never end, where people get drunk and seek adult content behaviors. Ask yourself whether what I have just mentioned is real happiness or simply a reaction to being lonely, desperate, and without a definite objective in life. Adult content will only give you the 5 seconds of pleasure, but once you're finished from beating your meat, you will go back to being the lonely single guy who is not willing to find himself a normal girl and have a normal relationship. As a man, you need to change a real activity that gives you pleasure and happiness, and never only a feeling of 5 seconds of happiness. Never forget that the 5 seconds of gratification will take away all your masculine energy and figure and will make you a slave of your burning urges. Number 4 of childish traits you need to avoid is complaining. Brothers, I know we all complain about different things that bother us, but complaining all the time is something that bothers all people around you. People around will feel disgusted if you nag and complain all the time. You start draining your effort and energy on whining, and you do not actually take any action to make your life better. I do not want to sound harsh, but complaining should only be temporary until you decide what step you need to make to improve your situation. As you might know, high-value men who have reached their limits never settled for whining and complaining, but instead they took actions. If you spill coffee on your clothes before an important meeting, you can either nag or directly rush into getting yourself a new shirt, and then you can decide to keep a spare shirt of yours in the office to overcome such situations in the future. Stay grounded and stay smart. This is my motto to you, brothers. Society tends to associate nagging to feminine traits, as some women will tend to make a big deal out of small details. Number 5 in the childish traits is being pretentious. This is something that can break you, my brother, in our modern world. It is a childish behavior, and I have seen many grown-up men who were raised as pretentious little boys. An example of that is a man wanting to be in a relationship with a girl that he finds attractive, but do not do anything to be worthy of that girl. They are lazy, and they assume that they deserve happiness and success without actually putting any effort. This type of men just sits around waiting for things to just magically drop on them from the sky. Well, things don't go this way, my brother. Society doesn't owe you anything, and you need to put your arrogance and your pretentiousness away and work for what you want. It is the good actions and deed that will make you get what you want, whether on a personal or professional level. Number 6 is you seeing yourself as the center of the universe. You need to know that you are not the center of everything, and that you need to empathize with the people around you, trying seeing things from their perspective, and then judge the situation accordingly. Finally, I want to stress on a very important thing. What you have already achieved, my brother, is just a fraction of what you can actually reach, and where you are is the result of your actions. So keep in mind that whatever you will do or act will affect your image in life and how people perceive you. Immaturity will bring you down, and not everyone around you will tell you how you should act in order to become a better version of yourself. And that is why our channel was created for. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe for the algorithm. For now, take care and see you on our next video to level up as a masculine man.